Hi, everybody. Jean Humbrecht with Humbrecht Law, criminal and traffic defense attorney in Manassas, Virginia. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live local business spotlight. Today, I have a very special guest, Immie Cross from Exsurgo Strong and Fit. The gym is in Sterling, Virginia, and I am now going to turn it over to Immie to tell everybody a little bit about the gym and what she's offering.
Well, hi. So I am co-owner of this amazing little space here, and we run a strength and conditioning and personal training style of studio. It's small, and I'm hoping that in this current climate, this is going to be appealing to bringing in new members. So I actually want to take you on a little tour so I can show you what I'm talking about here. So let me just flip the camera. Here we go. So this is our little spot, our little slice of heaven. So you can see the markings on the floor. These are new. We didn't used to have these. This is so that we can practice proper social distancing. So we've got our pull-up bars here. We've got TRX hanging down there, resistance bands. We have got our squat racks here, plates, dumbbells, cable machine. We've got kettlebells along there by the door. Hope I'm not giving you motion sickness here. Here's our cardio section. Obviously, some of it is a little taped up right now. Can't use it because we've got to stay away from each other. Going around here, we got plyo boxes, exercise bike, and then super, super cool down here. I'm going to walk down it so it's not so backlit. But this is the rig that we built ourselves, and we use this for doing obstacle course race training. So people who run Tough Mudders, Spartan races, Bone Frogs, you name it. We've got rings, we've got monkey bars. We have the twister obstacle from Spartan. We can hang up a Hercules hoist from Spartan. Around the other side, it's out of use right now, but you'll see hanging from the ceiling up there, we have rope climb. And then just our little rest of this is like the locker room, right? You're a big gym, but this is it. This is the extent of our little space, which we absolutely love. And I'm going to set this back and turn it around so I can see you again. Go. Perfect. Whoops. There it is. So
That's
yeah,
all right.
strength and conditioning, personal training. We run lots of small group classes. And when I say small group, we always did small groups. So even before COVID came along, in small group training, we kept the numbers to 8 and less. And that was so that in a smaller space, people have room to move around, they have the equipment they need, but then also for me as a coach, I can keep my eyes on people and give them good feedback versus when you're in a spot where, you know, maybe there's 20 or 30 people in the room, you're not getting the individualized attention that you need. So we've always been small, but now because of keeping apart from each other, we're limiting classes to 6. We also, as you can see, we had the door open. So that door is open throughout class, plenty of fresh air, staying away from each other, really high sanitation protocols, so keeping everybody safe. But in the classes, we work on a functional style of training. So what does that mean? It means that it has a carryover into your everyday life. So as the name implies, Exsurgo Strong and Fit, we want people to be strong and fit for their everyday life, meaning that they have an easier time picking stuff up, moving it around, carrying it. They're less prone to injury. And of course, doing these types of exercises, we're doing squatting, hinging, pushing, pulling, twisting, core work, cardio. You're obviously going to feel better. You're getting your heart rate up, and you're going to look better too. So as we were discussing prior to going live, it's not a class where our focus is to look good, but looking good is a byproduct of the work that we do within the class. So that's regular small group training. Then, like I mentioned, we have the obstacle course race small group training. Same rules apply, maximum of 6 people in here. And it's a little different. So we are working on skills that are going to help us specifically in our racing. So a lot of upper back and grip strength. We also want to make sure that we're strong in the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, wrists, And then we can also practice specific obstacles, like down using the rig there. We can swing on the rings, we can climb the rope, we can do monkey bars. We even have a spear throw that we created for them to practice, because that's one of the trickier obstacles. So again, you know, making sure that people are less prone to injury. Obstacle course racing can be quite dangerous if you're not prepared for it. But if you come in and you put in the time and the effort and the work, then you'll be, you know, just a few bruises here and there, and you'll probably be just fine. A couple of other things that we do, we cater very strongly to youth athletes. So we have a regular youth athlete training class that's on a Monday and a Friday evening, but we've also very recently started our summer program. So it does not matter what sport a child is in. We're looking at maybe 12 to 17-year-olds here, but they're going to very first go through a movement assessment, and they're going to use some of the technology that my business partner has actually created himself. So there's a jump height sensor, there's a sprint sensor, there's a strength sensor. So they're going to go through all of these assessments, and they're going to get a baseline of where they are in the beginning. They're going to learn to move their body correctly so that, again, they're in control of just their own body weight. It's very important that kids, especially when they're growing so fast, learn to move their body correctly before we add any weight. Once they've shown that they can do that, then they can move on to lifting free weights and actually learn how to weight lift properly, which is so great for kids because it gives them a great sense of self-esteem, and can help improve their body image, which we know can be really difficult for teenagers, both male and female. But we're also helping them to be better at their sport. And again, it does not matter what the sport is. We're not catering specifically to football or to lacrosse. It's broad, and a big focus, as always, on injury prevention. So we like to think of a lot of the stuff we do as pre-hab versus rehab. Right? Don't wait until you're injured and then go to physical therapy and get better. Do the stuff that you need to do, put in the work prior to, so that you don't get injured. Mm-hmm. And that program has plenty of space. We're still looking to fill some of the spots. Only recently started, so you can totally still add your kids to it if you're interested in it. They would just go through the assessment that I mentioned, and then they would join the class. No prior experience of weightlifting needed for that.
Okay, that's awesome. I forgot to say in the beginning, if anybody watching this has any questions, feel free to write them in the comments, and Immie or I will respond to it and get you any information that you need. Yeah, because it sounds like Immie has a lot to offer. And I will say that I need to go check this place out myself, because I know Immie is an awesome instructor. I actually met Immie a year and a half ago, December of 2018. She was my trainer when I was going through a weekend-long training to get certified to teach body pump. And I passed, but I never thought I'd be able to do that. But Immie was such a great instructor and so helpful, and that's probably the reason that I was able to actually get certified, you know, pass the initial test and then actually become certified. Not something I ever thought that I would do in my life, but one of my bucket list goals. So Immie's awesome. So she was my body pump instructor, and she's certified to teach a bunch of other things too. Immie, what else are you certified to teach?
For Les Mills, I'm also certified to teach CX Works, Grit, and Combat.
Wow, I can't keep up. Yeah, there's just no.
It's a lot of choreography.
She said all the things she teaches. I'm like, buddy, this is hard enough. More props to you. I couldn't do it. And in those races that you talked about, like Tough Mudder, I've never done anything like that. But that's one thing that's on my bucket list. So maybe, Immie, you could help me prepare for that.
Yeah, I certainly love taking people who've never ever raced before and helping them prepare. Racing is beginning to come back. They obviously took quite a hiatus from being able to put races on, but now with a very stringent safety procedures, Spartan races are starting to come back. There's going to be just a few that aren't too far away from this area before the end of the year. I think hopefully things will look a little brighter next year, but I mean, what a great time, right? There's nothing to do but train and prepare to race. This is perfect. I've heard of a lot of athletes that I compete with on the pro team who are injured right now. And you know, when you're an athlete and you're injured, you're feeling pretty down.
Mm-hmm.
And I reminded them, guys, this is the best time to be injured because you're not missing anything. It's not like we're all out there racing without you. This is the time to do your rehab and get better and come back stronger than ever, ready for a great 2021 season.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a really good point. You mentioned a lot of different things that your gym offers. Did you say something about online classes or online training?
Yeah, so a lot of businesses during COVID have had to pivot. I remember that you did a presentation all about that in your networking group. And we too have done that to offer online training. So this is something that we never did before. We were always in person. And it's been quite successful so far. I have several new clients. And when I say new, I should clarify. So they're new in terms of, yes, they weren't training with us here at the gym prior to COVID, but 3 of them aren't new to me at all because they're actually my former clients from when I used to live and work as a trainer in California. So it's been really nice for me because I've been able to reconnect with 3 of my clients, just text them and said, hey, while this is all going on, I don't know if you're going to, you know, planning to go back to your gym, but while you can't, do you want to do this online training? And it was a resounding yes. And I see it continuing for the foreseeable future. I think that things are very uncertain right now. A lot of people don't feel safe coming back. So the offering of online training will remain. And then just like I said before, with the in-person stuff, keeping the classes small, following all of the safety procedures so that the people who are in here feel safe and stay safe. That's really number 1 priority, is that we can continue now to exercise, but make sure that we're staying safe at the same time.
Yeah, that's really important. And it's great that you offer that online option for people that, you know, that don't live here, live in California, or you know, just don't feel comfortable going back to a gym, because we all still do need to work out. And you know, there are things online and you know, things that you can pay for, things that are free, but there's never really a substitute for one-on-one, you know, live training, whether that's in a gym or you know, virtually like this. Because if I'm doing an online workout, I could be doing something wrong and I'll never know, and I could hurt myself. So so it's really awesome that you're offering that. How would people contact you to set that up? Do you do consultations with people virtually?
Yep, absolutely can. I've advertised a little bit through Facebook, honestly, is the channel that I've used. And people can drop their information or PM me if they want to, reach out if they're interested. And we also have a brand new website coming, and we also have a brand new app as well that people can use to look and see what all of our offerings are. So this has been pretty cool, because as we've come out of being in lockdown and we've been able to open up, this is something that's entirely new to our business and to our current clients. And it's been a really invaluable tool for helping to keep the class sizes small, like I mentioned. So we've switched over to a new merchant services platform called GlowFox. So if people search in their app store for GlowFox and then search for Exsurgo Strong and Fit, they will find our section of the app. They can create themselves a profile, and then they have access to all of the classes, all of the offerings, all of the memberships that we have, and they can actually use that to sign up for things, to pay for packages, whether it's here at the gym or online, it's all on there. And then of course, all of that is going to be coming soon in our new website, which will be another couple of weeks, and I hope that that will be built to show everything that's new, you know, because we've just had to make so many changes. And people always ask, oh, well, is it on your website? And I said, not right now, but it's coming, it's coming. So yeah, best thing to do right now, just PM me on Facebook or check out that new app, GlowFox.
All right. Well, so if you guys were or trying to remember all of the different things that Immie offers. Basically, if you want awesome training, you can be assured that at Immie's gym, you will be separated from other people. There is a variety of different training you can do, training for races or her normal group workouts. Also, the personal training is offered online. Is it only online right now, Immie, or is it in?
No, you can absolutely do it in person too. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people are going to feel a whole lot safer if they literally know it's me and my trainer in the gym and I have it completely to myself.
So if somebody has a personal training session set up, it is just you and that person.
Most likely, just because right now everything is so quiet, it's very, very likely that it would just be, if it was me, it would just be me and you know, just the two of us in the gym.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. And I think that really does allay a lot of people's concerns, because we all know how gyms at least used to be, you know, people packed in there. So being able to get quality training and know that, you know, you're separated from people, I think is really important. And I'm really glad that you came on today, because a lot of people don't really know what to expect at gyms. I mean, we don't know what to expect anywhere, but gyms more so. We think, I mean, you know, how are we going to separate? You're used to being on a treadmill and there's people like lined up like sardines all around you, and then, you know, just throwing the weights all around the gym and not cleaning them. Yeah. So, I mean, so I used to go to the gym all the time. So me personally, I'm thinking, what am I going to expect? So I think this is really awesome that you told people that, because I think a lot of people we just don't know what to expect, right? So it's nice to know that things are separated. You know, some stuff can be done virtually, and yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody about the gym?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've talked a lot about the gym. I haven't really touched on who's running the gym. So just as a little piece about us, you know, we are obviously both certified personal trainers. My business partner is a certified strength and conditioning coach, and he also is the Virginia State Director of the National High School Strength and Conditioning Association. And he's either teaching or he's doing the programming for all of those youth classes. So you know you're really in the best hands if you're sending your kids in for those classes. And I am a member of the Spartan Pro team, so hope that people feel safe in my hands, preparing them for their races, and inspired by, you know, the very personal tips that I can give from my race experience. And then we have one fantastic employee, Will, who also teaches the youth training classes and has been a hit with the kids. So yeah, between the three of us, we've got you covered for everything that you could need.
That's awesome. So the youth training classes, you said, were on Monday and Fridays?
Yeah, so regular youth training is Monday and Friday nights. And then our special summer program, you can pick from doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, or Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. So kids can do either 3 days a week or 2 days a week. And I know that there's been a lot of, how to put this, there's been some upset with the Loudon soccer fiasco, where, you know, parents paid a lot of money for the travel team, and then because of the situation, there hasn't been able to be anything going on, and they felt like they've lost out financially. We are more than happy to give people a discount in their kids' training if that's happened to them, to help them get their kids doing something productive, but not have to fork out, you know, feel like they're forking out more money for training that they already lost.
Well, that's awesome. So I got to find a way to advertise this to groups that would need to hear that. But if anybody was affected by that, the Leesburg soccer fiasco,
yeah,
which
I know that there's a lot of people out there. And I guess one other thing to mention too is that if people are just interested in having their kids, their young athletes, come in and do assessments, then that's something that we would love to do for them as well. So we, like I mentioned, we have all of this really fantastic, innovative technology that was designed, and some of it is even built by my business partner. And we use that to do assessments. And I mentioned with the summer program, they went through the assessment in the beginning. Well, they will then go through it after 4 weeks to see the difference in their numbers and their improvements. And then if they continue to carry on for another 4 weeks, then they'll do it again at the end of that too. And I think that's something that's really important for kids too, to actually, and parents, right? We want to see progress. It's not just like, oh, well, you look like you got in good shape. You actually have the numbers to prove it. You are sprinting faster, you are jumping higher, and you were able to pull or push more weight. And that is something that, you know, we all love. We love to see results and improvements. So I think it's good for adults and kids alike. So we do offer that as well.
That is so true. I just want to tell everybody that before Immie and I actually went live today, I told Immie that I hit a milestone, which felt nice for me. But I did body pump this morning, like I said, that Immie trained me on. And in the tricep track, I was able to do all the tricep push-ups without modifying them. And I've been doing this. I've been a certified instructor for 1.5 years, and I've been doing body pump for years, and I finally was able to do that. I felt so proud of myself, and I'm a grown adult, and I loved how proud of myself I felt. So yeah, I mean, and imagine how it would help kids. I just had to throw that in there. I just got to say that Immie's awesome. Like I would not be a certified instructor without her. She was just the best instructor ever.
Well, it's so nice that we don't live too far away too, because a lot of the time I train people and then I never see them ever again. So it's nice that we've been able to, especially, right, you got to find your silver linings during COVID-19, and that's definitely one of them, that we've been in touch a lot more and seen a lot more of each other than we had before.
Yeah, that is true. And then another thing about what people need to be doing during this quarantine, I mean, yeah, we're opening back up. And anybody watching this replay later or on YouTube or something, we're recording this on July 1st, 2020. So we're in the midst of, you know, entering the different phases and everything. But being shut down, I am sure a lot of people have not been able to work out as they should have, or, you know, gyms were closed. They didn't have access to things. They didn't know what to do. And for both kids and adults, it's really important to stay active, not only for your physical health, but also your mental health. So, you know, having something available for kids, I mean, as I said, I don't have kids, so I don't really know what was going on with the whole school situation and how many hours kids were in school and what kids were doing for exercise, but I imagine it was not what it was before. So, you know, being able to do that if they have not had the opportunity, or to continue doing that, right? The kids that were in your program, it's really important, because I think that people can, you know, if you're in a routine, quickly fall out of it, because if you are literally forced to not go someplace, you know, I mean, and you don't have equipment in your house, you know, what are you going to do? So that's just my roundabout way of saying this. I just think this is really important for both kids and adults to be able to, you know, have access to things and access to personal trainers to just continue with whatever it is they need for their own physical health.
Yeah, agreed. And I think there's going to be a lot of kids that just get thrown back into their sport. I mean, I already know it's happening, that they're getting injured, because we have a great relationship with a fantastic physical therapist that are just down the road from us. And they've had a spike in the number of young people coming in who are already injured from going back to their sport, because they've sat and done nothing. You know, maybe they were out riding their bike, but a lot of the time I'm sure they were sitting on the couch playing computer games. And then they went straight back to their sport and got hurt. And so that's why it's always been a big focus. It's not just now, it's always for us, injury prevention, pre-hab versus rehab.
Yeah, and anybody watching, I think that is especially apt now, the prehab versus rehab, because being forced to just shift everything, the way that we did everything in our lives, both adults and kids, forced us into situations and, you know, not being able to work out. I mean, whatever that is, right? Going for walk, going for runs, going for hikes, actually working out, training for races. You know, your body quickly can get out of the, I mean, I'm talking like I'm some sort of expert. I just know from my personal experience, I can quickly get out of a routine, and, you know, sitting for a few months, not, you know, not being able to keep up, and then going back into it. Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine. So preventing future problems. And it's a great time to do that now, because, you know, there are so many different options that, you know, people probably don't think about, right? Which is why I wanted to have you on I almost called it a show. It's not a show, but I wanted to have you on the live to talk to people because people just don't know. Like they don't know that they can come there and there are, you know, forced separations and limited numbers of classes. They don't know that you can offer online personal training. So it's really awesome that you're doing that, and then especially for the kids too, and preventing injury from, you know, anybody. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but it's like you were talking about the people that run races and compete in these things that are injured right now. Yeah, so now's a good time to, I would think, to start some sort of regimen if they haven't been doing it before, because they can do things from their home if they're not comfortable going out. But then also, I don't know a lot of places that are offering these programs for kids and teenagers that you are. And I think, again, I keep saying I don't have kids because I don't know what people with kids do. But when parents are forced to go back to work, you know, what are the kids going to do? It's summertime, right? So you need to do something productive. And then it sounds like your gym offers a lot of great opportunities for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely love working with young people and helping them feel better about themselves. Like I said, self-esteem, and seeing them excel at their sport. You know, we have a lot of people who are very dedicated to their sport, and the improvements that they make through training is going to help improve their chances of getting into the college that they want to go to. It just has this spill down effect into so many areas of life. Just like you mentioned before, that exercising isn't just good for our physical health, but our mental health too. Just so important for young people.
Yeah, and you know, things are different from when I was a kid. Oh, I feel like an old person saying that. But just so much with technology and computers. You know, I remember when I was like 5 years old, a computer was new, and we had one computer in our class, and we took turns playing with it. You know, there are so many online things. I mean, in terms of entertainment, right? Video games and online games that are available for kids. So it's really important to keep them physically active because it's so easy to not be.
Yeah, it really is. I always say that I'm very in awe and inspired by people who can and do exercise at home, because what motivates you to just be sitting on the couch and then get up and say, right, time to lift some weights, or I'm going to get on my exercise bike and ride it, when you could just keep sitting on the couch. And I just think, hands up to the people who do exercise, you know, regularly at home. I think that's really, really impressive, because I'm not that type of person myself. We met at Body Pump Training, and that's the kind of atmosphere that I love, that group atmosphere where you're with other people exercising. Just like the small group training, one of my clients, when she joined, she said, I want to go somewhere that's small like this, but I'm still in a group, because I'm frightened of going to the big gyms. I just feel like everyone's looking at me and they're probably thinking I'm doing it wrong, and I probably am doing it wrong. And I want to have the companionship of exercising with other people, but I also don't want to be lost in a crowd. You know, she wanted somewhere small, but with the attention, and she never looked back. She comes in 3 days a week, every week. Was so supportive of us while we went through our close down. The first day that we were back open, she was back here, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Like I said earlier, there's no substitute for in person. And yeah, you can do things at home by yourself, but just working out in a group, the motivations to, it's just hard to explain. You know, you feel more motivated, and like people are helping you, and everybody's in it together, and it's just a different feel and environment. And I mean, yeah, you know, if you cannot go to a gym because they're closed, yeah, you work out at home, but nothing really substitutes for that, you know, in-person group experience. So
yeah. It's also the accountability is really important too. You know, if you really want to achieve something, it's usually going to be by a certain time. It's not just generally, oh, well, I want to be stronger. Well, you know, when? Like, do you want it to take you 2 years? Probably not. And so over lockdown, we created these free online workouts and originally they were intended for our clients. But we realized, you know what, there's a lot of people out there, they're stuck at home, they need to exercise, they need some direction and coaching. So we'll just put them on our YouTube channel and then everyone can access them. And I would check in very regularly with my clients about how they were doing, just generally, but you know, how are they doing with the workouts? And many of them said that they just were not motivated to do them because it was on them to decide, okay, today I'm going to do the workout that, you know, Immie has created for me. But it wasn't, okay, at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday, we're doing this workout. They didn't have to be there at a set time. And it was on them, which funnily enough, I kind of took a poll when we closed down. I said, we want to offer you something. Would you rather do a live workout? We all come together at a set day and time and we work out together. Or do you want me to pre-record them and you can access them when you're ready? And they said, oh yeah, pre-record them so that we can do them when we want to do them, which translated for most of them to, I'm not going to do them. Because there's no motivation and there's no accountability. Now the gym is open again and they know, okay, small group training is on this day at this time and this day at this time. And they're booking in using our new app as well, which is so great because I can see who's coming before, whereas, you know, before it was just like a surprise, I'm here. You know, I can keep a tally on the numbers. When it gets to 6, it says it's full. And it's been great. Yeah, it's just so much better to be there in person and have that accountability.
I had no idea. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Where if it wasn't going to be at a certain time, people were just not going to do it.
Yeah. I don't blame them. I don't. It really takes a certain type of person to do it that way. And you know, I'm the same way. I am a very active person and obviously an athlete, so I do have to train, but sometimes I like to say, you know, at heart, I'm pretty lazy. I like, what's going to get me off the couch to go and do something? It's the fact that I really have to do it, you know, for my sport. But I'd rather just sit on the couch and watch TV. You know, that's much more comfortable and relaxing than going out for a run or lifting some weights. So I don't blame them that it was like that. You know, obviously in hindsight, I now know, and let's just say, God forbid that we had to close down again. I now would say, guys, we're going to follow the schedule that we've had in the gym and we're just going to do it online. And that would keep people going. And then, yeah, not do any more of those at your own leisure because they weren't really working out. I mean, I did have at least one client who did every single workout that we posted and would sometimes text and say, hey, is there a new workout coming soon? So again, well done to him for being really dedicated, but he was like the exception and not the rule.
Well, it's still awesome that you had that available. And I'm kicking myself now for not looking at them, but I am going to look at them. I promise you, Immie. I am making myself accountable. I am going to look at them. I'm going to pick one. I can't think right now of what time I'm going to do it, but I swear to you guys, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to set a time, and I'm going to put in the comments when I did it.
Yay!
If I don't do it, then Immie will be mad.
I will hunt you down.
She knows where to find me too, because I'm always live and talking about where I am. So why did I do that to myself? But anyway, you guys should do it too. If I'm gonna do it, you can do it. And I don't even know what I'm getting myself into because I don't know what's on these videos. So we'll see.
Yeah, so YouTube always kind of picks a still, right? I'm partway through the workout and it'll just pick that still to be the still for each of the workouts. And so one of them, when you're scrolling through there, some of them are great. Like I'm in a plank and I look like I'm actually doing a workout, but one of them is great because I'm just standing there and I have 2 wine bottles in my hands because I was about to use them to do reverse flies or something, but that's the still that it took, me there with my 2 wine bottles. So maybe that one will be more enticing than the others.
I'll check that one out. How long are the videos?
Okay, so they're not they're not the full workout. So you can do it in your own time. I show the exercises, and they're also written either on the video or down below. And then you can pause it and you can do the exercises, and then you can replay, and then you can do the next section. So I don't do the entire workout. I show each exercise and explain it. And then you would pause, do it, and then play, watch, pause, and then do it again.
Okay. So it's like a few moves that repeat, and then you move on to another set of moves.
Yeah, so most of them are formatted. There'd be 3 exercises in the front end, and then you do 6 in the middle, which are timed, and then you do 3 in the back end. Most of them are like that, most of them.
Is there an estimate of how long it should take to do all of that?
I would say maybe 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have it here on video. I'm going to do it, guys. And I'm not going to make anybody else do it, but Immie, I'm going to ask you to put a link to your YouTube channel and to your website, which is being revamped, and to that app where people can access your class schedules and the personal training and everything. I'm going to ask you to put that in the comments so people know where to find everything, because we talked about a lot of different things. But definitely check out the videos so you can see what Immie is talking about. Check out the website, which is, they are coming out with a new one soon, but still check it out. And then what? Oh, the app where you can see the schedule of classes.
The app is great. I'm absolutely loving it.
So you guys can be assured that if you sign up for a class, there's not going to be a danger of too many people in there, because it's going to cut you off when there are already 6 people that signed up for the class, or whatever change that ends up being in the future, I guess, because I don't know how many phases of reopening there are, but we're still in the midst of all of this. So the point is, for right now, the gym is open, classes are open, they are limited to ensure social distancing, and the online personal training is available, and personal training in the gym. And then the youth program, which the normal classes are Monday and Friday evenings, and then the summer program that's coming available, the choice of Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, or Tuesday, Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else we need to tell everybody?
I don't think so. Just as a little aside, and this is just kind of a sneaky peeky of what might be coming, but don't hold me to it, but we used to do some yoga classes before we had to close down, and I am looking to bring them back on a Friday night outdoors. So I know a lot of people enjoy hot yoga. I'm not going to call it hot yoga. It is yoga for athletes. Doesn't mean you have to be an athlete to come. It will be hot outside, let's face it. It's summer, it's going to be hot, but much safer for us to be outdoors. We have then a lot more space. We're not limited to only having 6 people. So I've talked to my instructor about that. She's excited to come back. So looking to put that into the works in the next couple of weeks, I hope.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you brought that up. So if everything else didn't entice you, which it should have, you can have an opportunity to do, possibly, to do yoga outside. So if you're a yoga person, or you want to try it out, or you're more comfortable working out in a group fitness setting outside, which I think a lot of people would like, definitely look for that coming up. And Immie, you can always add things to the comments later, because this video is still going to be on Facebook. Okay. So any updates we'll put in the comments, and I'm sure Immie will share it with me, and I can share it with you guys too.
Yeah, I will definitely tell you when the new website is up.
Definitely. My website is being worked on too, and that's been a long time, and it's my fault, because I just I have a guy who's ready to go, but I just no, I gotta look at all these things that I want first. So.
Oh yeah, it's difficult. It took a while to get it going, but once you've kind of made that commitment, and then there's a time, they say, okay, it's going to be done by this date. It gets you motivated, because they keep you on track with, I need this, I need this, I need this, and Yeah, just push the button and go.
And now I gotta make that a priority, because I'm like, well, I want this page to look like this, but I want to look at all these options for, yeah, I just need to do it.
Yep.
But I'm gonna leave it with you, Immie. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off for the day?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me.
Mm-hmm. We covered a lot of stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay, thank you, Immie, so much for joining me today. And I look forward to checking out your video, which I promised everybody I will do. And then also checking out the gym, and just look forward to hearing about all the different offerings coming up at the gym as things are changing. So thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate all the information.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.